Hey man, smash my like button, subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subbed, and y'all know I ain't really got a chance to come on here and cook with y'all about the whole Boots Ennis, Xander Zayas fight, and I want to touch on the whole Boots and Terence Crawford shit that everybody talking about, right? So smash the like button and let's just get straight into it, man. Before I made my prediction, right, I had been on record on several different occasions telling everybody that I felt that Boots was going to stop Xander. Yeah, I thought he was going to stop Xander. Now, I did pick him to stop Xander in the 9th round. So I was like a round and a half off. You know what I'm saying? I was a round and a half off. But my prediction was that the only way Xander Zayas was going to survive 12 rounds against Boots was if he just came out there and he found out early that he was overmatched and then he just fought to survive. You know, hugging and clinching every time Boots Ennis started to get off, running around, moving, pop shotting, hugging some more, you know, really not trying to win the fight, just trying to make it 12 rounds. But man, shout out to Xander, man, for real. He didn't try to do that. Xander really came out there and he tried to win the fight, right? He came out there to win. He didn't come out there to just lay down. And if he did that, I said he was going to get stopped, and that's exactly what he did. He got stopped. But a lot of people saying, why didn't Xander just, box on the outside? Well, it looked easy, right, from the outside looking in, but it ain't that easy because Boots Ennis don't get credit. He's a special fighter. He's a lot more special than a lot of people think he is, and what Boots did is he came out boxing. He came out using that sharp jab, right? Let Xander know, like, if you want to jab, you ain't going to be able to jab with me. I'm stronger, I'm faster, and I can use my jab in different variations, right? And that's what he did, man. He started walking Xander down from the jump with that strong jab, and I think that made Xander fight a different way, right? He had no choice but to try to stay in there and, get his. And Boots didn't waste no time. Right off rip, he came out there with bad intentions, right? He was trying to end that joint early, and he almost did. But Xander, man, he stayed in the fire. He fought. He even caught Boots and hurt Boots. Now, the first time watching the fight live, right, I was like, damn, Boots is almost up out of there. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little nervous. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. I was a little nervous, right? Because when you're watching the fight, live, it's a little different, Now, when I went back and watched it for the second time, Boots wasn't as hurt as I thought he was when I initially was watching it. Yeah, I had a lot of money on Boots. I had a lot of money on the line, and I won a lot of money. But, what I'm saying, that's a whole different story in itself, right? It was intense when I first saw it, but when I went back and watched it, I noticed that Boots was, he got stunned, but he wasn't as hurt as I thought he was, and that everybody is trying to make it out for him to be. When I went back and watched it, I noticed that it was a split second that he was hurt, right? Then he kind of got stunned again, but he never stopped fighting. He never was like weary to where he didn't know where he was. You could look right in his eyes when a fighter don't know where he at and he really, really hurt. You could look at his eyes and see, right? You know what I'm saying? But Boots was still alert. He was still coming at Xander, and then he came back and caught Xander with some tough shit and caught Xander and hurt him. So all in all, man, if you want to give that round to Xander, because we can say about 20 seconds, Boots was in a little bit of danger, right? But other than that, Xander didn't win a round, didn't win a minute of a round. It was total domination. Boots went out there and showed why he's a special fighter, but Xander also showed me a lot, man. A lot of people talking about, oh man, Xander a pussy and Xander quit. Man, that kid didn't quit. His corner threw in the towel. And it was just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I see why y'all threw in the towel. Like, but he didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't quit, man. He was taking a bunch of punishment. And I seen AB, right? I seen Adrian Brunner have a nerve enough to basically call Xander a pussy, say he quit and he would have never did that and he would have died. Well, your ass should have quit against Marcos Madonna because you stayed in there and damn near got your ass killed. You came back and you was never the same fighter, right? You was some shit as a fighter. The rest of your career, you was some shit. You was scared to let your hands go, right? And you never beat nobody that was worse shit after that, right? You lost to everybody that was even halfway good after that. So maybe your ass should have quit. And AB my guy, but let's just keep it a buck, man. Sometimes that, I'm trying to die in the ring, you know, and that kid is only, 22 years old. He got a whole career ahead of him. He go on and he can do great things in the sport, and ain't nobody even gonna remember that shit. Ain't nobody even gonna be thinking about that beat down that he took, right? So nah, man, his corner throwing in the towel, they did the right thing because he could have got damn near killed out there. And him not protesting his corner throwing in the towel is like, what you gonna protest? Why you gonna protest it? You know what I'm saying? What's done is done, and he knew that he was overmatched. He took his defeat like a real champion. He got on the mic. He didn't make no excuses. He was just like, hey man, I was overmatched. It wasn't nothing I could do at that point. He kept it a buck, and he was. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because all y'all that was down in boots, that was picking Xander, oh man, Xander gonna do this and Xander gonna do that. Now, y'all want to move the goalposts just like I said y'all would. And I said this, man. I said that once Boots go out there and does what he do to Xander, he's not gonna get credit, right? The majority of the people that was shitting on him before, they gonna shit on him even more, right? And that comes to the whole Terence Crawford, Boots Ennis situation, right? They want to talk about, and Virgil Ortiz, man, he needs to shut his ass up because Virgil would get hurt out there. Virgil already done got hurt by Boychuk. He got dropped twice by Boychuk. He got dropped against Igis Kavalaskis. So stop, man. Dudes like Virgil, and I like Virgil Ortiz. I rock with Virgil. But let's stop acting like you ain't got your ass hurt by much lesser fighters. Like, let's stop. You know what I'm saying? Boots ain't never licked the canvas. You didn't lick that canvas before, Virgil. So chill. And let's get to the whole Bud Crawford Boots in the situation, man. Everybody keep pressing Bud and Boots about this. Oh man, Bud this and Boots this, and man, it don't really matter. They didn't fight. They'll never fight. Bud Crawford told you he's never coming back. Why y'all keep trying to make these fantasy fights? And you know, Bud, man, salute to Bud, man. He gave all the props to Boots. He said Boots is a special fighter. He said that anybody that step in the ring with Boots is going to have a problem, right? But he said he's 10 steps ahead of Boots when it comes to just, you know, IQ and knowing what to do and when to do it in the ring. And you know, I don't have no problem. Bud is supposed to feel that way, you know. Competitors that have the, you know, mentality of a Boots and Bud, they not going to think that nobody can beat them. Boots don't think that Bud can fuck with him, but at the end of the day, they never gonna fight, so it really don't matter. And so you know, I mean, that's just a dead conversation. You know, you still got cats talking about what Sugar Ray Leonard would have did to Floyd Mayweather and all that. Man, that's cool, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like today, people want to sit up on panels and tongue wrestle about some shit that had never happened. I'm not finna tongue wrestle with y'all about some shit that had never happened no more. Once I found out that Boots and Bud would never happen, that was the end of it, man. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that Boots has some things that he needs to polish up on defense, right? Yeah, he needs to polish up on some things on defense, but I think that he was going into this fight with the mentality that he was invincible, that nobody could hurt him, right? He could do whatever he wanted to do, whenever he wanted to do. He don't need a game plan. He just gonna go out there and shine. And it's because he's been overmatching everybody that he's been in the ring with, right? Ain't nobody been able to hurt him or do nothing to him up until this point at all. You know what I'm saying? And now I think this is going to make him a better fighter, because now he's going to understand, like, okay, maybe I do got to watch some film. Maybe I got to, work on some things and actually really tighten up, because at this level, at the highest level, it only take one punch. And I think that this is just going to make him a better fighter. You need 50-50. This wasn't no 50-50 fight, but you need top fighters fighting other top fighters, right, to let you find out some things. That's just what it is, you don't learn things fighting C-level fighters and B-level fighters that you way above. You can't really learn nothing. You learn stuff getting in there with dangerous fighters that can hurt you, that can do certain things to you. So I think he's going to tighten up, and I think it's going to make him even more dangerous fighter than he already is, because his offense is unmatched, right? Can't nobody in the sport right now match his offense, right? And so when he polish up them holes that he got in his defense, fight a little bit more cautious, man, he's gonna continue to be a problem and damn near impossible to beat. But yeah, he can't make them mistakes against guys like Virgil Ortiz that has that killer mentality just like he do. Guys again like a Fundora, that also has that killer mentality and that can hit you from the other side of the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Boots is special, and if he can get a Virgil Ortiz, a Fundora fight, and beat both of them guys, he can take over the sport of boxing, right? This is what boxing likes. A guy that's exciting, get hated on by everybody, continue to be doubted, and go out there and perform each and every time, like a David Benavidez. So he can take over the sport. He just got a tough road, man. It ain't gonna be no easy task to get past these other guys at 154. We can even throw Charlo in there if he get active again, but yeah, he gonna hurt Charlo. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit my like button, and I'm gone.